After 70, have you ever asked yourself how many truly healthy years you still have ahead? I know it's a question that stirs both curiosity and a little worry, because health, longevity, and the quality of our later years aren't just matters of fate. Often, the body is already sending us clear signals about how long we might live and what kind of life we will have. Science has shown that there are 7 important signs that can predict a person's longevity after the age of 70. Some of these signs may sound familiar, but when we look deeper, we see that they are powerful indicators of whether we'll enjoy more years of peace or face an earlier decline into illness and weakness. I want you to stay with me through this entire video, because at the end, I'll reveal the one sign that is most often overlooked, yet it has the strongest influence on how many more years you may live. Many people don't realize it until it's too late, and I don't want that to happen to you. But before we go deeper, I want you to understand one important truth. I'm not here to plant fear or to make you dwell on death. On the contrary, my goal is to give you hope and empowerment. Because when you recognize these signals early, you can change, you can intervene, and you can add many more years of joy with your family, friends, and the things you love. I've spent years observing and learning, from modern science as well as from the lived experiences of elders I've met. I've also witnessed countless cases where just one small change, one new habit, or one adjustment in lifestyle helped people not only live longer, but live healthier. Some of my patients once walked into my clinic with heavy faces, believing that age meant helplessness, that everything was already written. But only months later, with persistence, they regained vitality. They walked faster, laughed more, and most importantly, they realized that aging is not the end. Instead, it is the season of life where you can slow down and truly savor life in a deeper, richer way. And you know what? The biggest lesson I've learned from all these experiences is this. Longevity is not only determined by genes or illness, it is decided every single day by how you choose to live today. That's why, when I share these 7 signs that can predict longevity, I want you to listen with an open heart, because many of them are things you can actually improve, starting right now, whether you are in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s. If you truly care about extending your years and preserving your health for the time ahead, hit the subscribe button so we can walk this journey together. And if you want me to know you're following along seriously, type the words "live long" in the comments below. I read every single comment, and trust me, when a community of people with the same goal comes together, we all grow stronger. Now, if you're already past 70, there's one thing modern science has proven beyond doubt. The way you move each day can accurately predict how long you'll live. It sounds simple, but often the truth hides in what seems ordinary. I clearly remember one of my patients, Mr. Harold, 74, a retired high school teacher. He came into my clinic saying only, "I think I'm just walking a little slower these days." He didn't see it as a big deal, just assumed slowness was part of aging. But when we measured his walking speed, the results showed he was moving at less than 0.8 meters per second. And this, according to multiple studies in the medical journal JAMA, is a critical threshold. Those who walk slower than this pace have twice the risk of death compared to peers their age who walk faster. Harold's story made me reflect deeply. Walking is not just a simple motion. It's your heart, lungs, nervous system, and muscles all working together in harmony. When that rhythm slows down, it means the whole body is struggling. The troubling part is, many people don't recognize this. They dismiss it as just getting old. But in truth, walking speed is one of the strongest predictors of longevity that medicine has identified. So if you notice yourself slowing down, don't ignore it. This is your body speaking. See your doctor, and more importantly, keep up small daily habits to keep your legs moving and your body engaged. Would you like me to continue with the next major sign of longevity after walking speed? The one that most people overlook until it's too late? A short walk in the park, a few stretches at home, or simply getting up and moving around more often. These seemingly small actions are, in fact, medicine for longevity. And you know what? Tracking your walking speed can be just as important as monitoring your blood pressure or blood sugar. But walking speed is only half the story. There is another factor, just as powerful and just as well proven by science, and it's literally right in the palm of your hand: your grip strength. I remember another patient, Mrs. Margaret, 79, who used to be a seamstress in Kansas. When I asked her to squeeze a hand dynamometer, she laughed and said, "I'm too weak now, doctor." And indeed, her result was far below the normal range. Research shows that weak grip strength is strongly linked to a higher risk of early death, as well as greater chances of heart disease, diabetes, and cognitive decline. Why is this? Because grip strength is not just about the muscles in your hand. It reflects the overall health of your muscular system, nervous system, and cardiovascular system. A firm handshake often means your circulation is strong, your muscles are still preserved, and your body is resilient against disease. So, if you notice your hands growing weaker, if opening a jar feels harder, or holding your grandchild's hand doesn't feel as firm as before, treat it as a warning sign. Don't dismiss it. Here's the good news. You can improve it. Simple exercises like squeezing a stress ball, using resistance bands, or even doing everyday tasks that involve gripping can rebuild muscle strength. And more importantly, keeping your body active overall is one of the best ways to extend life. Harold, with his slower steps, Margaret, with her weaker hands, both remind us of one truth. Longevity doesn't just come from genes or medicine. It's built through the small daily movements of your body. Walk a little faster, grip a little stronger, and you are adding precious years to your life. And when we talk about longevity, most people think about diet or exercise. But there's another sign, often overlooked, yet highly predictive of how long you'll live: your breathing capacity and lung function. I remember Mr. Robert, 72, a retired civil engineer in Ohio. He came to me saying, "These days, I feel short of breath after just a few steps. But it's just old age, right, doctor?" When I measured his lung capacity, the amount of air he could inhale and exhale, it was far below average for his age. And this isn't just a feeling. Science confirms it. Studies have shown that people with lower lung capacity face a significantly higher risk of early death, especially from heart and lung diseases. One study published in the journal Chest revealed that the ability to breathe deeply and efficiently is directly tied to overall cardiovascular health. When the lungs weaken, the heart has to work twice as hard to supply oxygen to the body, slowly wearing it down and shortening life expectancy. Robert never smoked, and he lived what most would call a healthy life. But he never practiced breathing exercises or worked on building lung endurance. Once he understood the importance, he began slow breathing routines, walked more regularly, and even joined a senior yoga class. 6 months later, he returned with a bright smile and said, "Now I can climb the stairs and still breathe evenly, doctor." That moment was proof that lung strength can be rebuilt, and that better breathing today can literally buy you more years tomorrow. So if you often find yourself short of breath, don't dismiss it as just old age. Treat it as a message from your body, because a strong breath today could mean a longer, healthier tomorrow. But lung health isn't the only powerful predictor of longevity. There's another, even simpler sign that carries incredible weight: your ability to balance. I remember Mrs. Linda, 76, a widow living alone in Florida. She came to see me after a fall in her bathroom. When I tested her, she couldn't stand on one foot for more than 5 seconds. It may sound trivial, but research says otherwise. A well-known study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that adults between 50 and 75 who couldn't balance on one leg for at least 10 seconds were twice as likely to die within the next 10 years compared to those who could. Why? Because balance is not just about standing steady. It reflects the health of your nervous system, muscles, and even your brain. When balance declines, it signals a broader weakening, from slower reflexes and weaker muscles to reduced coordination. And after 70, a fall is never just a bruise. It can mean broken bones, loss of independence, and in many cases, a dramatic shortening of life expectancy. Linda, after hearing the explanation, committed herself to simple balance exercises, like standing on one leg while brushing her teeth, or practicing Tai Chi with her senior friends in the park. 1 year later, she proudly shared, "Now I can stand on one leg for more than 15 seconds." That joy wasn't just confidence. It was living proof that improving balance can genuinely extend longevity. These signs, from breathing to balance, remind us that the body is always leaving little clues about our future health. The real question is whether we pay enough attention to notice them, and whether we act in time. Many people believe that health lies only in the heart, lungs, or muscles. But there's something seemingly small that predicts lifespan with striking accuracy. The quality of your sleep. I once met George, 79, a retired police officer from Texas. He complained that he hadn't been sleeping well, waking up several times each night. At first, he thought, well, that's just old age. Seniors don't sleep well. But after a sleep study, the results revealed something serious. He had sleep apnea, a condition that silently steals years of life. And this isn't just about daytime fatigue. Science shows that chronic sleep disorders, especially sleep apnea, significantly raise the risk of early death, primarily from heart disease and stroke. Sleep is like the body's maintenance shift. When you get deep, restorative rest, blood pressure lowers, the heart recovers, and the brain clears toxins. But when poor sleep drags on, the heart and brain never truly recharge, quietly eroding your lifespan. After treatment, George began using a CPAP machine and improving his bedtime habits. A year later, he told me with a smile, "Now I sleep straight through for 7 hours, and I wake up feeling as light as I did decades ago." That's proof that quality sleep is nature's most powerful longevity pill. From sleep, we move to another vital predictor: mental health and optimism. Many people dismiss emotions as just moods, but science has shown the opposite. I remember Catherine, 70, a retired teacher from California. After losing her husband, she sank into deep sadness, spending her days in front of the TV, rarely going outside, and barely talking to anyone. When she came for a checkup, she complained of aches all over and constant fatigue. Tests showed no serious physical illness. But what was worrying was how her loneliness and pessimism had already begun to weaken her immune system and strain her heart. Many studies, including findings from the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, show that older adults with pessimistic thinking or chronic loneliness face a 26% higher risk of early death compared to those who maintain optimism and social connections. Catherine's story is living proof. After joining a community group, learning painting, and reconnecting with old friends, she shared just 6 months later, "I no longer see each day as a burden. I feel I still have many things worth living for." This shows that optimism and social connection don't just brighten life, they can truly extend it. And finally, there is one last sign that many overlook, but science does not: cognitive function and memory. After 70, the brain naturally slows down, but the speed of memory decline can reveal much about long-term health. I remember Henry, 75, a retired carpenter from Michigan. His wife noticed he often forgot simple things, like turning off the stove or misplacing his keys. They thought it was just senior moments, but a memory test showed a significant decline. And this wasn't just about memory. Research has shown that cognitive decline is one of the strongest predictors of longevity, closely tied to dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and the ability to remain independent. Henry joined a brain training program, reading daily, playing chess, and most importantly, staying physically active. After a year, his decline slowed, and he maintained an independent life. His story reminds us, protecting memory is protecting longevity. When we look at these last three signs, sleep, mindset, and memory, it becomes clear that longevity isn't only about the body. It's also about how you rest, how you think, and how you preserve your mind. And all of these can be improved, starting today. My friend, we have now walked through the 7 scientifically proven signs that can predict longevity after 70. Walking speed, grip strength, lung and breathing capacity, balance ability, quality of sleep, mental health and optimism, cognitive function and memory. Each of these acts like a mirror, reflecting the future of your health. The message is clear. Your lifespan is not just fate, it is shaped every day by the choices you make. If you've been following along, which of these 7 signs speaks most to you right now? Leave the number in the comments, 1 to 7, and let's see how many of us are noticing the same clues from our bodies. The important thing I want to emphasize is, these are not death sentences. These are signals for you to change. If you see yourself walking more slowly, start practicing walking every day. If you feel your muscles are weak, practice with exercises that are safe and suitable. If you have poor sleep or feel lonely, don't stay silent. Find ways to connect, find support, because your body and your heart need it. I have sat next to too many patients in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, and heard them say, "If only I had known sooner." But today, you already know sooner. You still have time to change. Longevity is not only measured by years, but by the quality of each day you live. And only you can decide that quality. So, starting tomorrow, take one more step, sleep one more hour of quality sleep, laugh one more genuine laugh, and hold on to one more beautiful memory. Don't wait until your body knocks on the door with warnings before you begin to take care of it. Every small choice today is a great gift for tomorrow's longevity. If you have watched until here, please let me know you are accompanying me by leaving the number 1 in the comments. If you feel there is something I need to improve, please type the number 0. I truly appreciate every feedback because it helps us together build a community that is healthy, long-living, and meaningful. And before leaving, I have something special I want you to watch. Our next video will reveal 5 daily habits that are silently shortening the lives of people over 60. Habits that many people still unintentionally make without realizing. Believe me, this is something you do not want to miss. Thank you for staying until the very end. I wish you a strong heart, a steady spirit, and a long, happy life.